Can you have Skip grab the hors d'oeuvres, please?
Yeah, and I want the M&Ms, but only green ones.
Yeah, and I also want the M&Ms, but dairy-free vegan.
Yeah, and can I only have the orange ones after I only have the green ones? And if I even see a red one, I'm going to slap you in your whore mouth. But that's not too demanding, right?
Yeah. All right.
No,
We're here on...
Don't worry, I'll get it for you.
We're here on May 4th, broadcasting from Southern Montega University.
In Alberta, Canada.
Alberta, Canada, represent.
Represent.
And you're with You Know This podcast featuring...
Me.
Hunter.
Brad.
And Hugh.
That's what's up.
Tapes rolling.
Tapes are rolling. Whatever happened to tapes?
They're not used enough anymore.
They aren't.
We have cameras that still use tapes.
Wow.
We don't use them, but we have them.
Are they just relics that just sit there and they're too afraid to get rid of them?
They're in like a closet over there.
Yeah, but why don't... I mean, it's probably because they were obsolete now, but I like tapes.
I love tapes. Actually, it brings me back to when we went hiking the other day, and I don't remember which of you was the first one to call me out on it, but definitely my CD booklet.
That was me.
Hunter was the first to call you out on it because I didn't call you out on it.
I thought it was a binder.
He was just first because he was in the back seat, and that's where it was.
He was first
Yeah.
because he was the only one to call you out on it. I respect you.
He did. That is true. And he
Yeah,
didn't
I
even
respect
hesitate.
him.
I'm
Fuck
pretty
you.
sure he like took it and moved, like gave it to you and was
Yeah.
like, look at this thing. It's
He's like-
absurd.
Yeah.
He thought it was a trapper keeper too.
I thought it was a binder that you would
Well,
have
I
used
mean,
in like
if
middle
we're,
school.
if we're being
Which
re-
is
if
absurd
real,
because
it is a trapper keeper technically. It just happens to be a trapper keeper
It
with
is,
CDs.
But you know this is absurd to think that a trapper keeper for school would be square.
Yep. And also that you would have a binder from middle school, which was roughly 12 years ago.
Which would be
Dude, I don't
insane.
know.
I have physical science notes from when I was 12.
Yeah. It's a
There
health
was
class.
a rock guard in the back of his car. I you never know.
There was
dude.
not. There
That's
was.
fucked up for you to mention that on here, first
Okay.
of all. Second of all, I say we get down to the nitty gritty first and foremost, dude. Let's talk about this shit that conspired with Brad this week.
What shit conspired with me?
And I don't think we should get too personal. I think we should actually keep it vague. But let's talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
people that
Yeah, let's talk about.
people I just want to
Yeah.
I was walking over
Go.
here and I realized it. I just want to talk about like the phenomenon which is people talking shit about people, because we're all guilty of it. I feel like everybody does it.
Every human being on Earth has talked shit.
So basically, I think it's not about talking. I mean, everybody says shit about other people. I feel like also if a conversation's lagging, you might be like, oh yeah, this person sucks ass, or
Yeah.
this person rules, or whatever. People talk about people every day. But
Yeah, it's like our own. It's like we have to. I feel like we have to rank everything in our lives, and people aren't different. We have to rank people too.
Exactly. And also, it's an easy fallback thing. Like,
Yeah.
if your conversation about quantum physics is getting old,
Which it never does with us.
you might be like, hey, Gary sucks.
Yeah, because Gary does suck.
Yeah.
That little bitch.
Gary
I'll
almost.
fight Gary.
Gary
You'll
almost.
fight anybody.
He
Especially
really
fight-
will.
Yeah, but I'd fuck up Gary. You
Oh.
know that for a fact.
You know this.
Gary's a bitch.
Or.
Gary's a fucking.
Also, Brad
bitch.
won't fight everybody, but he will definitely say that he's going to fight
Look,
everybody.
I will fight anybody, but no one ever wants to fight
Well,
me.
because you
true.
always say it from 40 feet away from them.
Hey.
And to people
They're
that
all, "Fight you,
and,
bitch."
And to people, he likes saying it too when they're not nearly elevated enough to ever fight. Like they're sitting down having a coffee, and he's like, "Dude, I'm gonna fight you."
I'll fight you.
They're like,
Sent them like a notified letter.
They're like,
I'll
have
fight
like,
you.
I have 3/4 of this cup of coffee left, dude.
I'll
Like,
still fight you.
I'm relaxing.
Reinforcing the bully.
I'm not a bully. I'm a pacifist, but I am willing to fight anybody.
That's not
And
how
also,
that works.
oh yeah, it is.
It is
Oh,
how it
yeah,
works.
it
I'm
is.
not currently fighting someone, therefore a pacifist. But if you want to front, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Exactly.
All right, dude. Seize up, homie.
It's oh, yep. Seize up, seize up. Basically, what I was gonna say is it's not as much. I think like if you're talking, shooting the shit or whatever, people say shit about people. I think it's like there are boundaries, and it's like someone who talks about people might not be a shit talker, but there's certain criteria you have to meet to be a shit talker.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to be you gotta be. Usually, you're talking about someone that you have some sort of relation with. Like this is one of your buddies, or this is one of your coworkers, or this is one of your classmates that
Yeah.
you might like.
You have
talk
to
them
know
on
who
the
they
reg-
are. You have to know at least least one detail other than what their name is about them in order to do it.
Like, you're not talking shit if you say, hey, like, the lady at the cash register was dumb as hell.
No.
You're just saying, like, okay, that was an instance where someone was being stupid, right?
But if I was like, fucking Marie at the cash register is an idiot, and then I cite a bunch of reasons as to why, that's talking shit.
No. You're talking shit if you say, like, Marie at the cash register sucks, but Marie is, like, also someone you hang out with on the reg. Or someone that you at least know. You
Yeah,
know
that's what I'm saying. Like, if I know the person at the cash register, like, even if I just knew her at the person at the cash register, but I knew things about her, you have to know stuff about someone. That's what it is. You have to, like, know stuff. And not only that, you have to know stuff because when you're shit talking, you use that stuff.
And that is a perfect point.
That's what it is.
That's a perfect point. So this is not like, hey, dude, that dude was an asshole right there. This is like, hey, Brad sucks at rollerblading.
And you know I don't.
And I'm saying that to Hunter.
He's the most amazing rollerblader I've ever seen in my entire life.
And that's why I use that, because first of all, he's the man on rollerblades.
Greatest.
I want to say you're the second best rollerblader next to Gary.
I mean, yeah, I'll give Gary credit. He can rollerblade like a motherfucker.
You gotta let Gary have it.
I gotta let Gary have it.
You gotta give it
But
to
I'm
him.
still gonna fucking fight the kid.
Yeah, but give him one thing.
He can have rollerblading.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
And
anything
since
else.
his family burned alive in that fire.
I mean, he said it, though. They were deserving of it.
He
they
did said it.
They said he wasn't good at
did said it.
rollerblading, so I'll give him justification.
And it's not his fault.
It's not. They shouldn't have been fronting on his one talent.
And they should have got him new blades.
They didn't get him new blades.
He wouldn't have needed the insurance money if they had
Needed
just bought
those
him a new
inlines,
pair.
man. Needed those
He
inlines.
said, I need the small wheels. They
Yeah.
said, keep using your roller skates. That's the thing about him, too. He kicked ass. Brad's got inline skates, dude. He was using roller skates with
Yeah.
the old school 4 wheels.
The 4 wheels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the rubber had worn out
He
years
had the brake
ago.
on the front, dude.
Rubber had worn
How
out
are you
years
supposed to stop
ago.
with that front brake? Stand on your tippy toes?
Yeah, it's like the teacher was like, look, when you want to stop, faceplant.
If you need to stop, stand on your tippies.
If you need to stop, just jump into the ground.
Let's talk about how bikes have front wheel brakes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
They're insane.
I mean, yeah,
Any
it's not
experiences
safe.
flipping over the front of the bike?
I mean, I have to imagine there have to be a couple.
What purpose do they fucking serve?
To
Other
stop
than
the
just
bike.
to destroy you if you try to stop.
Yeah.
Dude, it's retarded and wicked fucked up. Listen to this. So my mom had a boyfriend when we were younger, right? And of course, we hated him. Just
Obviously.
textbook, right? So she has this boyfriend, and he went like,
Was his name Gary?
Dude, his name was Eric, and
Oh.
he was our
Was it
arch
Uncle
nemesis. And he no, Uncle Ricky would have killed this dude.
Definitely.
So Uncle Ricky, more than a child diddler, he is an advocate for the youth. He would have stood up for us.
He's
you know what I
also
mean?
a serial killer. But continue
But he
with your bike
stands up
story.
for you hard.
It's not the only thing that's hard.
He stands up for you hard.
Everything he does is
So
hard.
this dude, A, made a mistake of trying to use my brother's bike, and B, made the mistake of telling him ahead of time, and Bill switched the brakes.
Oh no.
So the fronts were the back and the backs were the fronts.
What the fuck?
And end of story, dude. The dude was coming down a hill and straight up rolled over the front of the bike. And he, I remember it like it was yesterday. He walked into the driveway with the bicycle all fucked up. And Bill was just like reveling in all his glory.
Wow. That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good prank as pranks go. I mean, could have killed him, but still pranks. Good prank.
He was willing to take that risk.
I mean, you have to be when you're setting up a prank. But yeah, let's get back to shit talk.
Back to the shit talkers, dude.
Yeah, I feel like
It has to be personal.
I forget where I read this. I feel like it was in some study that I read about, and it was talking about it was a psychological study about like a new type of counseling for veterans, and one of the aspects of the counseling was a role playing game where you sit in like a fake car and you voice your thoughts, and the main message being you don't have control over your thoughts, you have control over your actions. So now everybody thinks things that can be, when verbalized, shit talking throughout the day. Everyone constantly has negative thoughts, or I guess you could say hurtful thoughts. It's when you verbalize them that it becomes, one, shit talking, and two, it becomes something that you can't like redact. Once you say something out loud, whether it's good or bad, it's out there, and that's what I think is like the main point of shit talking. It's like, it's not bad if you do it, first off, because everybody does it. Not to say that that's a reason why it's not bad. It's like, it's like how you use it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the connotation of it, like the motive behind it.
And there's that fine line between, it's like even more so, there's like saying shit about people, and then there's talking shit about people, and then a fine line in between that, and then there's people who are just haters. And there's a difference there. It's like you might talk shit about one of your coworkers per se, right?
Yeah.
And say some personal ass shit about them, which is gonna come back to you, and it also makes you look like a dickhead. And then there's a fine line. They're almost a hater, because a hater is someone who, which I, using that like hip hop term, I know it has like that connotation, but it is a true thing. It's like people who not only talk shit, but they talk shit about people who are doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think there's also, you have to look at, because I feel like sometimes there's a certain level of like mutual respect, and not just like when you're joking around with your buddies and you're like, your parents don't love you. It's like, oh, well, you're a faggot. It's like that's one thing. But also like you can like talk shit about someone. I feel like their presence is a big indicator. Like if you're like if I'm like, oh, Hunter, your blue shirt looks dumb, that's shit talking.
Hurtful.
But see, he's there. He knows I don't mean it, because it's a good shirt.
It's a badass shirt.
It's a badass
Hunter.
shirt. It's a good shirt. He knows I don't
For
mean it.
the record,
and
even through the glass, it looks sick. AF.
I mean, it does. It's great.
Looks
it's
sick AF. Also, I feel like I've seen that one before. Is that the St. Thomas one?
Yeah, it's the St.
I
Thomas
wore this
one.
on our hike.
Yeah, he wears it all the time.
He loves that shirt.
Well, I don't know if he loves it or if it's just that it's one of his 4 shirts.
He's a Cancer.
Okay. Fuck you.
He's a Cancer, and that's definitely his crab shell.
That's true. That
You know
is
what
true.
I mean?
That
he
is
finds
true.
a shell he likes, and he
just
loves that
hunkers
thing.
into
He
it.
makes
It's
I
his
don't
his
have a
house.
lot of shirts.
It's his house. Well, it's okay if you like that one shirt. We're not going to judge you.
Yeah.
But this is what we're saying. Like it's clear that I'm not actually attacking
But
Hunter.
exactly, and also if
And
the
it's
person's
also,
there,
it's no longer. It's like
not,
joking.
It's not shit talking, because shit talking in a way is defined
Yeah.
by talking shit behind someone's back. It's like you leave out the behind someone's back thing, but that's definitely what it is.
Yeah.
I prefer just the shit on their chest.
Wow.
Which he
That's,
does.
And it's a bold move, but Hunter's a bold man.
3 or 4
Cleveland steamer
times he's
him real
tried it
quick,
with us.
dude.
He's a
In
bold,
the time
bold
that
man.
it takes to record the show, how many times does he try?
I mean, at least 10.
At least 10. He's doing.
Oh,
Hunter.
I mean, he's successful
Behind glass
70% of the time.
and 2
That doesn't mean
locked
you're not
doors.
Doesn't
trying.
stop you, dude.
It doesn't stop him.
We leave here, that thing's streaked up, and you leave it for Skip to clean. It's
Oh,
disgusting.
no. And
Skip's
also,
like,
I think
no problem.
I think
He's
the
like,
most important part, though, is the actual topic.
That is true, too.
Because if I'm shit talking about Hunter, like if Hunter wasn't here and I'm like, Hugh, his fucking St. Thomas shirt, that doesn't matter. It's a shirt.
But I honestly think that it does sort of
It
like.
does matter, but the topic,
But I know what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
the topic definitely has
It
something
gives
to
it
do with
weight.
it.
It gives
Because
it
you know
weight.
what? What about this? It's like we're all 3 close buddies, right? So all of a sudden we're chilling, and if Hunter came to me, or if you came to me, or vice versa, if you guys went to each other, and you were saying some shit about, like if I went to you, this is a perfect example. If I went to you, which this is a good example to use because Hunter is very confident in this area. But like if I came to you and I was like, dude, like Hunter's editing of the show sucked last week.
yeah.
That is talking shit because A, that's something personal to him.
Yeah.
And
B, not true.
and B, well, yeah, it is not true.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's like, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Or if you came to me and you were like, hey, this personal thing happened, like I'll use a cheesy thing, like, oh, you got like you didn't pass a class or something.
Yep.
You come to me about that, dude, and if I went to Hunter and I was like, that's talking shit. If I'm like, oh, he didn't do this. Can you believe he's such a prick? Like,
Yeah.
that's only, first of all, that was a weird jump, too. Because
It
I'm
was.
like, and listen, he didn't pass a class. He's a fucking prick.
Yeah, it's like he got a 50. Fuck that guy.
He's a fucking asshole, too.
Let's beat him up.
But that's how it goes, right?
It
like,
is.
They'll be talking that shit that happened the other day. We're not gonna get into it, but
yeah.
like basically shit can escalate. Like all of a sudden someone's like Sonny, he comes into work and he acts like he owns the place.
I mean, you
And
do.
then, dude, listen, and then next thing you know, they're like, yeah, and he's a fucking prick. It's like, that's
Yeah.
what it is they
Yeah.
say shit. Like everything, it's just a reason for them to fucking talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wish I could give them a book and be like, dude, listen.
Well, yeah. I think it comes down to
talk about something that matters.
there's 2 motivations behind it. One being they like to hear the sound of their own voice. 2,
Which just sounds like farts.
I mean,
It
yeah.
literally does. It's
That's
like,
why it's called shit talking.
like
Yeah.
blah, 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 I'm a a fucking dumb retard.
Well,
you know? And it's like, no
yikes.
offense to
Alright.
retards,
Yikes.
but at the same time,
If we're not going to be offensive to mentally handicapped people, maybe we don't call them retards.
I'm not talking shit about them, dude. Get in my face. I'll say it.
I'll fight someone.
Oh my god.
Dude, takes me back to when Hunter beat up those
A
three.
children. A
Why are
child.
you adding more? I didn't.
Hey,
Hunter
hey.
beat up a children.
Wait, when
did
he-
you hear, Brad?
A children. When his preschool class came to defend him, you pulled out a baseball bat and started
Bro,
popping
as
heads.
an additive to that kid is fucking ripped now and probably beat my
He
ass.
told
so
me
it's
this. He
fine.
told me this the other day. Hunter, just because he's jacked now doesn't mean you didn't beat up a kid.
Hey, I was a fucking child. I hate
Dude, know what? For real though, Hunter's like, yeah, dude, and you know what? Just for the record, he has like a nice spot at Easter Seals now, and like they take good care of him. Little do we know, he's also brain damaged, dude, from Hunter's beat.
Yeah.
he has
Yeah,
a nice place.
The reason that he's
He's
so
at a-
jacked is because he just goes to the gym to work out the pain that you caused
He's at a
him.
nice little rehab facility from the injuries that I left him with. Dude, you
Alright.
left him with permanent.
Let's move on from
neurological
that.
Problems.
Yeah, okay, we'll move on from your crime. The second
Fuck
motive.
you.
Hey,
It's not a crime if you're underage.
I don't think
well,
that's
Hunter,
true.
I want to hear you chime in on this, Hunter.
Yeah,
what
what-
do you think about shit talking?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, I mean, I don't really know.
Come on, you have to have some. You've done it because you're a human being, and two, you've experienced it because you're a human being. So what's your take on it? Let's hear it.
I think if it's not like a fucking super personal thing, then it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
But as long as you're like, doing that shit, like if you're straight going for somebody
Going for
who
someone's
you're
throat.
you're going for somebody that either has a problem with something,
Yep.
or they think in some different way,
Mm-hmm.
or they're sensitive to that situation.
Mhm.
If you start talking shit about it and then telling other people, it's not your place to do that.
Yeah.
You don't fucking do that.
No. And I think I agree with you 100%. Like you said, if it's something as simple as, okay, yeah, dude, saying something like, oh, that dude's a prick, right? Fuck it. You could say that, like, dude, you could say that to his face. It's like, it's really not going to upset anybody. But when it's personal, or
Yeah.
when also, dude, what about the people who wouldn't say it to someone's face? Like, pretty much if I say something about somebody, I'm going to say it to their face. I'm not a person who's going to be friends with somebody and be like talking shit behind their back, but then be like, oh, you're my number one buddy. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
not.
You don't want to be fake as shit,
Right.
No, you don't
that
wanna be fake
that
as
is a
hell.
really good point because for me personally,
Dude,
and I'll
that's why we
probably-
go click clack.
click clack, click
Caesar.
click blam,
Dude, that's why we go click click blam.
blow, click
Like
click
the
blow.
Seether, dude. Who is that? Seether? That third eye blind? Tell me it's ever clear. Who does the click
Oh.
click blam?
Saliva.
Click click blam.
It's
Saliva.
click click boom.
It's saliva. I don't know
Nice
what's
try.
your source on
Nice
that.
try. Nice try. Click click slam.
God, Hugh, can you fucking believe Hunter saying that it was saliva?
He is such a prick.
I know, and his shirt's gay as fuck.
Dude, he deserves an ass slamming.
Yeah, he
Oh,
does.
that's another joke I used to say. I would be like the dude who doesn't know how to start a fight, so he just says like stuff that you don't usually say.
sounds physical.
Like he's like, dude, I'm gonna get in your ass. And it's like, dude, just say you're gonna beat them up. Stop saying shit like,
yeah. If
Well,
I
dude,
say,
Fuck you in the ass.
you're gonna be laughing when I'm fucking slamming your ass with it, and you don't even know it because it's getting slammed.
see,
Keep talking shit, dude. I'm gonna fucking be up on you, letting you in.
uh-oh.
Dude, what?
It just you're saying
I'm gonna
anything.
stick it in you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you do it once.
You just say
And you're gonna love it.
you're just saying anything vaguely physical, and you're hoping that it comes off as threatening.
Dude, yeah, if anything, it's a good tactic. You're going to scare them the fuck away.
That's true.
They're going to
That's
use
true.
the old Nike technique, if you know what I'm saying. That's where they run away.
Nice one.
Dude, oh man, he pisses me off. If I had one night with him,
Uh-oh.
he would fucking know it. He'd
all-
know how hard I want to slam him. Dude, you have bigger issues than fighting this guy.
His friends are just like, hey, do you want to like talk to us about something?
3 years later, they're engaged.
Yeah.
I finally slammed him, dude.
Mazel tov.
All right, where were we?
Yeah, no, it's but Hunter's right. It's the topic is really important because you say that yes, if you call someone a prick, they're probably not going to have a problem. And also, but then we also have to, if we're going to mention this, we also have to mention that there are people who like, maybe aren't having a great week and they hear that people are calling them pricks behind their back and that's just the straw.
And also, yeah, absolutely. That can be that final thing that throws him over the edge. And I think, dude, honestly, just keep your fucking mouth shut. It's like age-old shit. If you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it.
Yeah, golden rule. Also, one of my personal rules: don't be a dick to people. Just don't be a dick to people.
Yeah.
It just comes down to it. It's like
Only what you do.
I don't know about that. I have a heart of gold. First off,
But you don't do it in a
Yeah,
serious way.
you
You do it
wanna-
in a funny way.
You want to soothe people, dude. But you know what? There you go. That's the world we live in. It's actually more common to be a dickhead than to soothe people. Have you ever tried to walk up to somebody and start rubbing their back?
you know what? I do that all
They
the time.
almost
That's why
always-
they keep
what's so
kicking me
funny?
out of buildings.
They almost always retaliate in either fear. I mean, sometimes they're happy, dude, but then those ones are
Sometime-
weirdos.
Sometimes they're aroused.
Like
And
when you
that's
walk
just
up to
nice.
somebody and whisper on their neck, I'm going to soothe you. Dude, it doesn't go over well. But if you walk up to somebody and say, oh, you're going to get slammed, then
go-
it's like, yeah.
It goes down about as successfully.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's
If you go in
it's
for
nice.
a double thigh rub, dude, which actually feels almost euphoric, the people are going to kick your ass, dude.
Dude, if you just go in, stick your hands between their thighs and just go back and forth.
The
to make
slippery
the
salmon
noise, dude.
technique,
the
dude.
slippery
Yeah.
salmon.
And
Dude.
they're like, what are you doing?
I
And I'm
walked
like,
into
I'm
a
just
Spanish
slippery
barber
I'm
slamming
shop.
it,
soothing
dude.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just soothing you. I'm giving you a
Listen.
little leg massage.
I read an article about immigration reform, so I went down to the Spanish barber shop and started rubbing dudes' backs. 3.5 hours later, they finally untied me and they let me go. But until then, dude, they almost fucking killed me.
Now,
And that was me trying to help them, dude. And now all I do is talk shit about that place. I say, fuck you, seize up, bitch!
I want to, I think that there's a good story in the connection between reading the immigration reform article and going to a Spanish barbershop. But you know what? I feel like if you have to ask, you're just not going to get it anyway. So I see the connection. Right, Hunt?
I want to believe there's a connection there.
Oh, there is. You just have to look hard enough.
I mean,
Do you want me to rub you?
no,
I'll soothe you if you want
I'm
me
good.
Yeah,
I'm leaving
soothing.
this door locked. You're
to.
not coming
I'll
in
soothe
here.
you if you want me to.
I love that word, soothe.
Yeah, Hugh's soothing me right now. It's nice.
Dude.
Dude, he is. That's
Dude.
weird.
No, it's good. It's
I wish this window would go opaque.
I'm going to let him get in my ass and then I'm going to soothe his ass.
yeah.
That was one of Gandhi's famous sayings. He was like, just soothe them.
Now we're racist.
Just soothe
Now
them,
it's
soothe
racist.
them.
Okay.
Speaking of Gandhi and being
Retaliate not in
racist, can we talk
anger.
about how Ben Kingsley, a British dude, played Gandhi, an Indian dude, and won an Oscar? You want to talk about whitewashing in Hollywood? There's your prime example.
Dude, whitewashing Hollywood 100% for real.
Or-
Ghost in a Shell. They went up to them and they were like, hey, why don't you have any Asian people in this film? I think there's like one Asian character, a couple of them or something.
I
but
didn't
it's
see
a
the movie.
basically it's an anime, you know?
Okay.
Which shout out to all my anime lovers. Tommy loves anime. Got a couple of homies who love that shit. So,
Shout out Tommy.
oh,
again.
shout out to Brad too. He wanted to shout out the other Brad,
Brad's
Oh.
a bitch.
which
I'm
we
just
can
kidding.
call him a bitch and
Yeah.
a dildo on the
Yeah.
show.
Well, I mean, if he wants a shout out, he better
And he's
be
gonna listen to it. So fuck you, Brad.
Yeah,
better be
Father
waiting
Mark.
for it.
Fuck off.
Father Mark.
Father Mark. Shout out.
Hey, but all that aside, dude, fuck you. No.
Yeah,
but-
you're a prick.
So basically, Ghost in a Shell, it's an anime made by Japanese people or
All right.
whatever.
Okay.
And Scarlett Johansson is the main character.
Yeah.
Followed by other white actors.
I've-
And
yeah.
they went up to them and they interviewed them and they were like, why don't you have any of the people, from Japan in this movie, or why don't you have any Japanese actors? And their response was just, there were none to choose from.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot in like a lot of instances where they're like because I read a article about
Like the only actors we could find
were
were
white beautiful people. No, I read an article about the Netflix show Iron Fist. Now I didn't watch the show, but the article was talking about how the comic. Now the comic itself was like the character in it apparently was Asian. Like the main character is an Asian man
No, he's not. Oh wait.
in the comic.
I'm
that-
thinking. Oh,
the article
sorry.
they were saying.
See?
I thought you were talking about the show.
He's thinking about the show.
Yeah, see that's the thing. In the comic,
That's
apparently
what we're
he's
talking about.
Asian.
Like you would never know. 'Cause
And
the show,
and
he's
the
a white
show
dude, right?
the show has a dude that was on Game of Thrones, and surprisingly he's not Asian.
I was
And,
thinking of Luke Cage, to be honest. I thought it was
Luke Cage is
black
not a
dude.
white guy.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. That's why I was confused
yeah,
by
yeah.
what you were
Luke
saying.
Cage, I don't know this.
Okay, yeah, I think it's another one of those Netflix shows.
Yeah, it's a Marvel Netflix show.
Okay.
It's just like I think he was in Daredevil for like an episode or something like that. But he's just like a super strong dude. I don't know exactly what it was, but
Strong dude, cool dude.
Strong dude, good dude. Yeah.
People call him
He's
cool.
a strong dude, cool dude.
People call him Cool Eric. I mean, one person called him Cool Eric.
He was a strong dude, cool dude.
Yeah. No, but anyway, the article was talking about how the main character, apparently in the comic, was Asian, and they got a white guy to play the
play the asshole.
To play the asshole guy. That
He
fucking-
almost sounded like
I said to play the actor, but then I stopped myself.
You got a white guy to play the asshole.
Yeah, and the same reason they gave was they didn't have enough, like they couldn't find any Asian actors, and I'm like,
Bro, you could have gotten Jackie Chan.
I really doubt that.
Throw
I
him
mean,
in
Jackie
there.
Chan is like roughly 50 years older
don't
than the
give a
character,
fuck.
but there's
He
one.
would have rocked it.
He would
No,
have.
but dude, that's the thing though, is there are tons of Asian actors. There are tons of actors from all over the place. And I wrote a paper about this in my multiculturalism class last spring. Dude, when the musical Hamilton came out, which was obviously a huge success.
Yeah.
That came out
Did
and-
any of us see that?
I
No.
wish, dude.
I mean, I've watched like the song clips
yeah.
on YouTube, but I haven't seen the whole clip.
No. I've seen it, but I haven't. I thought you meant on like
Oh,
actually
yeah.
live
Oh,
performance.
yeah, no.
So now it's off Broadway. You could get tickets for cheaper now. But,
yeah.
But basically, show was a huge success, and I don't know if you knew about this, Hunter, but basically it's this musical guy made it, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yep.
And he's a Latino guy, and what he did when the musical came out was he put out a poster, right? And he put on it, he was like, seeking non-white actors.
Yep.
And it fucking exploded, and every white person was like, I can't believe you're saying that. And literally what he was doing exactly what every musical did before then,
He was just saying it.
but he said it the wrong way because he wasn't, he didn't have the white lawyers behind him. So instead of what the white people do is they say seeking, blonde-haired, blue-eyed actor, right?
Yeah.
Or
seeking Anglo-Saxon female. It's like
Exactly. Or they literally set criteria that anyone other than a white person won't fit
Right.
into. So they set this criteria, and basically this whole explosion happened to the point where they did have to rewrite the poster, and he got a bunch of flack for it just for trying to do, like, he was literally trying to make a point. He was
Yeah.
saying, I want to
Well,
make
also, it's like simpler than that. He was also just trying to find actors. Hunt, did you watch that Luke Cage show?
No, I just know.
You just
I
know.
just
Okay,
know it 'cause
so
I see
the main,
picture.
so the main character is black, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they were writing that, or when they were casting for that show, do you think that the white guy got the part for Luke Cage? No, because it's a black guy. They were looking for a black guy. They just didn't say it out loud.
Exactly. And that was the thing. So basically, they were doing the same exact thing. And really, what he was trying to do was he was trying to make a musical about the founding fathers because he admired that part of history. And he just wanted to cast people. He was literally trying to make a message about unity. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
these characters can be played by blacks and Latinos because we're all fucking people.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
But the whole thing exploded. And basically, that's the whole thing with Ghost in the Shell or any movie that's adapted from something where white people are not the stars of. Hollywood is known for whitewashing and, putting them in.
Like, I think the most, I guess you could say poignant, example of it is like in Tropic Thunder. Robert Downing Jr. literally had blackface on for 99% of that, like actually had blackface for 99% of that movie, and he actually got nominated for an Oscar. I mean, granted, he didn't win. It was Heath Ledger who had whiteface, technically, because he played the Joker on for the entire movie. But still, he actually got nominated for doing something that, I mean, it was a joke in the movie that he had, the movie made a joke of that joke, but still.
And I think that is, it's funny because they had that whole blow up where no black people were nominated and they were
Except
like, what the
Robert
fuck?
Downing Jr.
Well, this was a different year. This was just not last year, but the year before.
Yeah, 2015.
Yes, and they were just saying basically there was no black people nominated, but it is weird they nominated him. But obviously that movie was making a joke about that. It was
making a joke about it.
Like, look, they'll have a white dude play anyone.
But that's
You know
the thing.
what I'm
Do you ever watch like a shitty movie? This isn't a shitty movie, but in the movie I, Robot, there's a point. Trust me here.
That's a throwback, dude.
It is. It's a great movie, but trust me here. There's
I
a
remember
point.
that from the drive-in. Literally, I feel like that movie came out when 2002.
2007. No.
Google
no.
that real quick, huh?
Fact check it. I thought it was like 2007, but you're probably more.
Maybe it did. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just
But anyways,
feel like it was a long time.
There's a point in that movie where Will Smith, like right at the beginning, there's like this big like cube computer thing in the middle of the skyscraper like headquarters, and he goes, that's kind of a stupid idea for a computer, right? And it's like the joke is that he's like a cop who's like not technologically competent, doesn't
a hardwired cop.
exactly right,
He doesn't have time
and
for
he's
the BS.
and he's mocking the dumb design that they actually designed for the movie as the computer. But this is the thing, making that joke in the movie doesn't negate the fact that the writers actually wrote a stupid idea for a computer. Like, that is a dumb design for a computer. It's like a suspended cube in the middle of a skyscraper. skyscraper. That is a dumb idea. But saying it's a dumb idea in the movie doesn't mean it's not a dumb idea. It actually just points out there's a plot hole in your movie. So Tropic Thunder making the joke about like race in Hollywood with having Robert Downey Jr. play a black guy is well received and was funny, but him getting an Oscar or him getting a nomination for an Oscar only goes further to prove that that joke was right and that it's a problem.
100%. I think, yeah, it's almost like he was playing that character. They were making a joke about how he would
And then
play
it went
anybody.
too far because it actually happened.
Or it's almost just like it basically was exactly like you said, proving their point, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
If he
Proving
had
their
won,
point.
that would have been ridiculous. But, and you know, if he had won, Kanye West would have gone up there, though.
They also had Cuba Gooding
Beyonce.
Jr. They also had Cuba Gooding Jr. as the one who was like presenting the fact that Robert Downey Jr. was nominated. So they had a black man presenting the fact that a white guy was being nominated for a black role.
He said something about it.
He's like, really, guys? Really, guys? We're talking about how they're like stealing jobs. Here's an example. And it's like, I mean, sorry, but he's right.
iRobot came out in 2004,
Ooh.
starring Will Smith.
Yeah, and James Cromwell.
Definitely 2004.
Oh, and
though.
Alan Tudyk.
So
He's the guy who played Sonny, who's the robot in. Ooh.
Very solid.
Yeah.
So that was definitely 2004. Yeah, that wasn't so
Great
definitely
movie.
not as
I
recent
actually
as you
like
thought,
that movie.
but not as old as I thought. I
Right.
thought that was older.
Like
It was a good movie.
early
It is a
Will
great-
Smith movies
Didn't
are
that
really
come
good.
out? Know what movie came out right around? Didn't that movie AI? Maybe AI is what I'm thinking about. That came out way before.
That one came out way before because that one had
Little
Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking weird movie.
Very weird movie. I like iRobot. I'm gonna put that on the table. I know it wasn't well received, but I like iRobot.
Don't remember it well enough to remember if I liked it or not.
I feel like I just
like
watched
it.
iRobot because I'm remembering everybody that's in it, and I feel like the memory is too good for it to have like last
you
I saw it.
probably like recently watched it.
But I'm not remembering when I recently watched
What
it.
about Will Smith movie I Am Legend?
Great movie.
So you think it's a great movie, Hugh? What do you say?
I saw it in IMAX so fucking high.
So
And
you
dude,
thought it was a great movie as
listen,
well.
Listen, dude, I saw it so high. And do you remember the part when his dog dies?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude,
No.
his mouth looked like a butthole. He was holding his mouth shut, and it looked like a butthole, dude. And he was like pulsing it, and I was like, dude. Me and my buddy Mike Capes, little Mike, started.
to Mike.
Dude, we started laughing so fucking hard, and my sister was mortified. She went and saw it with us, so embarrassed. And dude, we were literally laughing out loud at that part that his dog died, which was not the part to laugh at.
Did you like the movie though?
I remember it being, dude, honestly, that was a point in Will Smith's career. I feel like he wasn't really making anything bad at that point. And he still does movies relevantly, but that movie and then that movie 7 Pounds, I thought was
Have you
was
seen
really,
the
really good.
alternative ending to I Am Legend?
I have actually, when he returns the other like zombie to all the other zombies, and then they just like, or like,
Yeah, they let him go. Yeah.
because
Now, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
if you've read the book, I think that the book actually ends with like, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to sound like an idiot when I go back to this, but I know that the ending was different than the book, and that was kind of more like the ending in the book, I thought.
yes, it is.
It's almost like he goes,
Yeah, so
like he finds out that
In
the
the-
people are not
in
really.
the book, it's the zombies, quote unquote, are like made out. The same goes for the movie as for the book. For most of it, they're made out to be some sort of just like mindless, like savage, just running around eating people and whatnot. But it turns out that it's more so that it's like it's the same way that humans are, but they just happen to. It's kind of like everybody on Earth became a cannibal. They still care about the people in their tribes and stuff like that. They still have like conscious thoughts and they still have a communication. They're not just mindless zombies. And yeah, and he was like experimenting on them because he's a doctor and he's trying to find a cure. And so he's been like trapping them and kidnapping them, and that's why they've been attacking him throughout the story. And at the end, the alternative ending, and also in the book, he
I thought that it was something like he found out basically
no,
like either he was actually the one who was the alien or like they were scared of him or some shit.
It was well, first off, he was immune, so that's one thing. He was immune to it, so that might be what you're thinking of. But there's this woman, there's a female zombie that he's had throughout the story, and he returns it to the lead savage zombie guy, whatever, and then they leave him alone. And the only reason that they were going is because the reason that they were attacking people at the beginning is because those people weren't immune and they were spreading the virus. The virus was spreading itself. The reason they stopped attacking him the reason they started attacking him is because he started kidnapping their fellow zombies. But he was immune, so the virus couldn't spread to him. They didn't need him, that sort of thing. It's weird. But I did like that movie. I remember watching that movie right when it came out at a friend's sleepover, and it scared the shit out of us.
Sleepover, dude.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of
Feel
us.
bad about that.
It was definitely a little bit of a scary movie.
Yeah.
Definitely saw it when it was high.
I haven't
was
seen that movie or read that book since since it like was new. Like I saw it when it came out like 2009, I think. That's the last time I saw it. I saw it like once, but it was a good movie. Have you ever watched animals having sex?
Oh no.
Dude, we've covered it though.
Dude, we covered this last week, didn't
Covering
we?
it again. The leg vibrates. It's like they got the torsion going on.
I remember, I don't know when in the world it was, but I remember one time this kid I knew from high school, something happened, but I just remember him being like, "Did your leg kick? Your leg always kicks when you come." I was like, dude.
All right, Greg, stop talking to me about this.
That was weird. It was really weird. It's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, he did. That's why his leg was kicking.
Gary.
Let's
Fuck
talk
off.
about clit dicks.
Wow.
No, that's actually,
There's a-
let's move
it's
on
a
to a
thing.
subject that has been heavy on my heart.
Clit dicks?
Which is the upcoming summertime, dude. What does everyone have planned? Hunter, you got anything fun planned for the
Yeah, are
summertime?
you doing anything?
And
Going
also,
anywhere?
hey,
Seeing anybody?
Something I forgot to say at the beginning of the show, too. To all the people out there listening to the show, driving in their car, whatever you're doing, thank you very much for listening, and I hope everything's been good since the last week.
Yeah, and fuck you. Hunter, what are you doing over the summer?
I think I'm going on like a fishing trip with my buddy.
Nice. Where are you going?
I don't know. It's like
Okay.
this fucking. I think it's like an island
You
where
going
we.
to Weeder Falls?
That's where he lives.
Hurtful.
Yep, well.
I think we're going to like an
Hunter.
island that's out in the middle of the.
you come to me to Weeder Falls and
you can
touch my legs
Uncle Ricky. Uncle Ricky's out.
It's going to be... No, it's not Uncle Ricky.
Oh, no, it's not. You're right.
Touch my nipples again.
There's going to be a lot of leg kicking, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you know this. Stimulate.
So you're going on a fishing trip. What else are you...
Dude, so you're gonna slap bellies with this kid.
Yep.
Tell us what you were saying. Where you were going?
I
Yeah.
don't know exactly.
It's like an
where it
island
is.
somewhere?
It's like an island where you have to paddle out to it with all your shit,
Yep.
and then you're
That
out
sounds
there.
pretty cool.
That's
Is
pretty
it
dope.
around here? Or?
I don't know. I think it might be like in Maine or something.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I'm not sure.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have a lot of family that lives out in Indiana. That's
But no one loves you.
you're not wrong. That's where like
throw
the
it in
biggest concentration of
The
like,
one family member not to get invited to the reunion. He's like, I'll probably try to crash the reunion again this year.
It's almost not funny how accurate it is.
They're like,
so-
Brad, no.
no. But the biggest concentration of my family members are out in Indiana, and so over
Now,
this,
which side of the family does that?
all of my dad's side, save for like 2 or 3 cousins that live somewhere else, and then even some of my mom's lives out in that kind of area. I don't have that big of a family to begin with, but yeah, most of them live out in Indiana, and so over the summer we usually go out and visit them. Now I'm driving out this summer, and I usually make a point to stop places along the way. One year I stopped at Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is obviously where The Office takes place in that show, that's awesome. But I'll probably just stop at Niagara Falls. I usually stop at Niagara Falls. I'll stop at Niagara Falls this summer. That's where my dad grew up and everything, so we know the place pretty well. What about you?
Things are a little up in the air on one of my main plans.
Oh, I'm going to Martha's Vineyard. I always go there with summer. But
Which is, I have like the each year trips. I've been trying to do, like 2 years ago, I started going to Acadia National Park.
oh,
up
I've
in
always
Maine.
wanted to go to Acadia.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I started going up there 2 years ago. So I'm trying to make that, at least once a year to go up there. It's a really sweet time. Last year I went up with my sister, my niece and nephew, and my girlfriend, and just did some hiking and drove through the national park, went down to Bar Harbor. It's a really
Yeah.
gorgeous place.
That was nice.
So I've been trying to do something like that each year. Just like the usual shit, go to the beach and stuff. But then there was a trip we wanted to plan for going out to Colorado and to the Grand Canyon, which is up in the air still, because it would definitely happen within like the next 2 months, 3
Yeah.
months or whatever.
And that's a trip.
That's how the summer works.
Yeah, so it would definitely happen within.
It's a lot of sass right there, Hunter.
Yeah, it happens within those summertime months, and but that's still, plane tickets aren't bought and shit, so that's a possibility that won't happen.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure everyone at home probably has something like that. Like there's that one kid who's probably like, "You guys still want to go there?" And then
Why
the
is
trip
it
just
always a
doesn't
southern
happen.
accent when you're trying to?
Because it's him, dude.
Yeah, okay.
It's him. It's Kevin.
Fucking.
Kevin's like you.
You know when your leg kicks when you come.
Yeah. Oh, dude, no one wants to see that from Kevin. It's like,
Kevin, I don't want to picture you
Why is it-
without like a pair of pants on.
Why is it
Let alone
purple?
why? Wait, what's? Well, I don't want to know. Ooh boy.
why is it purple and green, dude?
Oh god, it's like the Hulk
no.
found his way into this fantasy.
With one vein. You know this though is sick.
Yeah. No, do you guys like the summer as a season as a whole? Do you guys like the summer?
Well, I know coming from the belt or whatever they say, I know that you don't really like the summer.
That's true.
I like the
don't.
summer in the winter, and I like the winter in the summer.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah.
I just want it to be summer when it's winter, and I want it to be winter when it's
okay.
summer.
He
All
said
right.
it. I think, dude, you hit the nail on the head. I feel like that's everybody. And I actually, a few years ago when I first moved into Manchester, I had that big time. I realized that basically I always wanted, so like I would be sitting there in the summer and I would always look forward to the fall. And then
Yeah.
in the fall, you like sort of look forward to the winter. And then in the winter, you look forward to the spring. I was never like experiencing this season as it was there. Gotten a little bit better at that, but I still struggle with that
Yeah.
at the same time.
I mean, I definitely am guilty of that. Not so.
But I do, on the record, I do love summertime.
Okay. I'm kind of guilty of that too. Obviously, everyone's guilty of that. I'm guilty of that, but I don't really ever look forward to like the summer months because it's not so much the heat. I've never really had that much of a problem with weather in general. I've usually just been able to kind of be like, all right, whatever, it's hot or cold or whatever. I do prefer the cold, but I feel like it keeps people on their toes, keeps them more sharp. But yeah, I've never really looked forward to the summer, mainly because I don't like it when I have a lot of free time, and most of my life, the summer has been a lot of free time. I just like to be doing things, you know.
I eat more when I have free time, which makes me more fat.
Well,
That
you
is
could-
true.
You
There's
could just
nothing-
substitute eating for working out, I guess.
There's nothing that
True.
turns you into a lard ass though, like sitting around and eating.
I feel like that's like one of the only things that turns you into a lard ass.
It's a guaranteed lard ass maneuver.
Yeah.
But dude,
that's-
you're definitely not a lard ass either, Hunter. You're fucking strong as hell, dude. You have
Strong
a good
as
ass
hell.
heart, dude. And first of all, you're one of the realest dudes I've ever met, and you're fucking straight up.
You know what's great about Hugh is he'll start to compliment you, but then he'll start doing that voice, and you know it's not real. You're like
It's not
awesome, you're
true,
strong,
dude.
you're like, you're just the best guy on earth. It's like,
It's
just
not
great.
true.
It's just so
First
great.
of all, you're
Nah.
strong, you're creative, and don't ever let anybody make you think you haven't had it since the day you were born, because you were born with it, dude.
Don't even.
You
just-
were born this way, transgender, black, bi, and gay. You're the right.
See, that's the thing about that song.
song.
That's the thing. That's like the actual lyrics.
Oh,
Can we
yeah.
talk about that for a moment?
Baby, I was
When
born this way, dude.
we were working in the library, and Hugh was like kept singing it to himself, and I was like, and every time he would tweak it a little bit, but it was basically what he was saying, and I was like, I don't think any of those are right, and he's like, no, they're all right, and so he's like, look up the lyrics. Looked up the lyrics, and I had to admit that I was wrong because it's like she hits a lot of topics in that song.
Oh, dude. She's like, yeah, for real. I mean, I kept singing it with different words, but it was right every time because she covers each one every single time.
Every single time.
this way, transgender, Taiwanese, gay, on the right.
See, those aren't the right
That's
words.
not
If
right.
you're black, white, and gay.
Yeah, those aren't the
You
right
were
words, but
born
he's
this
definitely
way,
hitting it
transgender,
somewhat
black,
right.
bi, and gay. There's no question that I was not born any of those things. What do you think about this bullshit though? You're born into this world. You gotta fucking strap your boots on and walk around like any of it matters when you realize that really you're just floating in an abyss, dude.
Did you just take my normal bit?
You're floating like a noodle.
That's normally my bit. I'm usually the existential guy.
You're floating like
Took
a
my
noodle,
joke.
right, Hunter?
Sure, I guess.
I'm wearing slip-ons right now, so I
Hunter's
didn't
scared.
I didn't strap on any boots.
I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
At least he's truthful.
You just went off on a weird tangent, and I
At least he's real.
wasn't ready for it.
No,
Like, hey-
I take all that shit back. That was a 100% joke, but
I don't take it back. We're in an abyss.
you know,
Your life doesn't matter. When any of us die, we're gonna be forgotten.
I don't
What were you
take
saying?
any of it back. We're in an abyss.
It's an abyss.
No, but I mean, I'm grateful to be here today, dude. I'm grateful to have this microphone just so close to my lips, nice and plump. And I got, what is it? What? You guys laugh when I word it like that. That's not funny. So I got this like nice, real nice microphone, palpitating. And I got Hunter peering at
off,
me through the window. Looks like
Palpitating's not a word.
it is though, and I got Hunter
It
looking
is,
at me
dude.
through the
No,
glass.
palpitating is. Pulpitating
Nope.
is not.
Pulping. It's when you pulp,
Here we go. Let's see how
The
far you can
fruit.
dig this hole.
and then you stick it in a
Nope.
bottle,
Nope.
and then you drink
No.
it, and
Yeah,
then what you
yes.
do is you shit it out your butthole,
Oh my gosh.
and then you
Dude.
write onto their chest,
Hunter knows where you shit out. of.
Cleveland Steamer, dude.
It's a good thing he's
I had-
made it through college this far.
Stanley
and he knows it.
Steamers, the carpet cleaners.
I had no
Uh-oh.
idea.
Uh-oh.
Sponsor of the night.
Sponsor of
Stanley
tonight.
Steamer.
Stanley
Steamer.
Steamers Carpet Cleaners.
Stanley
Palpitating.
Steamer, the
It's-
carpet.
No, you're wrong.
All
You
right.
don't. I know the words.
Fuck
no,
off.
it's
I don't
not.
give a shit.
No, it's not though.
It's
no,
Stanley Steamer.
Your dick
It's
is
Stanley Steamer. Don't you even know you're gonna get cleaned up real quick?
That's not right.
Nope.
Stanley Stanley Steamer.
Stanley Gleamer.
Stanley Gleamer.
Dude, he's such an idiot. He sang it so wrong.
What an idiot.
I know, right?
What an idiot.
It's like, well, I combined steamer and cleaner, so it actually is
so progressive.
so progressive.
Stanley Steamer, your
Makes
asshole
carpet.
cleaner.
It makes your carpet cleaner, but that's
It's
cool.
Stanley Steamer makes carpets cleaner.
Yeah, that's what it
I
is.
thought it was assholes cleaner.
You're not watching the same commercials that we
Dude,
are.
I heard it.
I
Uh-oh.
can't believe Hunter said poop out my asshole on the show.
He said shit out my ass.
That takes away whatever award they give to podcasts. That
I don't.
took ours away.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, it is.
We hit a lot
Do
of.
you remember when Gary's podcast was broadcasted?
All Gary did.
Podcast the broadcast.
Podcast. Well, I thought it was broadcast the podcast. You
Get
don't-
him out of here. Get him out of here.
Security. Security, get the fuck out of here.
Get him. Who's
He's
he
calling
yelling at?
security
We're the
on
only
himself.
3 dudes here. Get him out! Get him out!
I like to do that in my life. I just like to call for security when there's no security for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Starbucks get my orders from. I was like, security!
Dude,
And they're
I've
like,
got into confrontations.
Sir, you need to leave.
I've gotten into confrontations with people where it's only us 2 there, and I'll say shit like, get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
And they always are just like, dude.
They're like, "Are you
well,
talking
usually they
about-"
beat me up again.
Yeah.
Because it already happened once.
Yeah, true.
Brings us to our 3rd sponsor of the night, dude.
It's only the second.
Once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Okay, so is it a sponsor or are you just going to
I
sing?
love you.
Yep.
No, it was that song.
That was
Oh.
the song. The song
Not the-
sponsored us.
Okay, yep. That's our 3rd sponsor of the night.
Get him out of here.
Get him. I'm supporting you.
No, not you. Get Hunter out.
Get him out of here.
Get him, Gary.
Get him out of here.
Gary's also, after all the shit we talk, he's still the best security guard we could ever
Yeah,
ask for.
it's nice that he was able to put up with everything we were saying about him with him 2 feet from me.
Yeah.
He just nodded and accepted it
He's an old Hasselback anyway.
because he's literally David Hasselbeck.
Hasselhoff.
Dude, tell me.
No, it's
tell me
David
Hunter through the
Hasselbeck.
window.
Not I'm talking about the Hoff.
Hasselback.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Baywatch.
No, that's Hasselhoff. There's a
From
football
Brokeback
player named
Mountain?
Hasselbeck.
Oh my God!
Was it-
I know football, dude. I watched the Cavaliers last night. It was what? What?
That's
What?
hockey.
What?
That's-
Oh yeah. You think you know sports? Oh.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Get
Get him out of
Get
here.
him out. Gary.
You don't get to say get
the
him
guy
out.
who won't let you talk, he just oh. You're like, dude, I don't even want to make a noise over that.
You just. That's the best way to win an argument.
What do you want?
Just let them surrender after
No,
you
but
make
I
those
was,
noises.
dude, talk about a badass basket foot series that the Cavaliers have been playing.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the Bruins and the Cavs. Bless you, Hunter.
I
Bless you,
muted
child.
my mic so you couldn't hear that.
We watched you
wanted you to
sneeze.
keep
It's
going.
it's okay if we
Yeah.
wanna
Yeah, we're a family here. We're not trying
I
to.
wanted you to
Who
keep
the
going
fuck
without...
do you think you are?
Yeah, get your shit straight. Just
Get him out of
because-
here.
Stop
Get
making
him
it
out.
work.
Get him
Get
out
him
of here.
out. Get him out. Get him out. I'm gonna. Oh, dude.
I'm just I'm gonna slam you.
tell him, and
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna get both of us at the same time.
I like when people are having conversations with multiple people and they be like, tell them, and then they don't
Dude,
let them talk.
It's every
Like,
trashy
back
girlfriend.
me up.
Every trashy girlfriend tells insert name to go get him. You get him, Ron.
Yeah.
You get him, Ron. Get him.
I
Get
feel like
him.
I feel like that said.
Ron
Get him.
Ron eventually too is like, shut the fuck up.
I feel like that happens in every action movie and horror movie and
Or Jersey Shore.
or Jersey Shore,
Get him,
which
Ronnie.
in itself is a horror movie. And in either,
Yeah, it's a horror-
Ron is
the
either
scariest
then
kind of horror movie.
Ron is either then killed by an axe wielding maniac in the horror movies, or he's then beaten up by the hero in the action
Oh
movies.
yeah, dude. In horror movies, it happens all the time. They're like, "Go get him," but it's like, dude, the thing that you're telling me to go get is like a 9-foot tall monster.
Or it's like, yeah,
They're
or
like,
it's just like a mass
my
murder.
fucking boyfriend's gonna
He
kill
plays
you.
football. This is something.
Dude.
This is something that I've noticed in horror movies, like the teen drama horror movies. The football player in the group, right?
He
It's tr-
almost dies as quick as the black guy.
yeah. Well, sometimes he is the black guy, but also,
That is true.
but also the fact that he plays football is treated as if he's like a Navy SEAL. It's like they're in some campground and there's a mass murderer killing people, and they're like, "Don't worry, I'm a running back." It's like that doesn't mean you know how to fight a mass murder. That just means you're in shape.
Yeah, they're like, "Don't worry, I'm a running back." It's like, dude,
He's got a
you're
machete. I don't know what you.
running back
Machete?
Machete.
You're a running back for Sauhegan High School.
Yeah, I know.
boy.
You're a running back for a fucking high school. You're not even in the NFL. They're not paying you.
Yeah, like
First of
he's
all,
like,
why did you
dude,
just...
step down. I'm a running back.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
Like,
dude.
I play football. It's like that doesn't mean you can fight the psychopath.
Like, what the fuck, dude? He has a weapon.
Yeah, and also he's killed people. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
know how to catch.
Well, back in the day, the movies, I honestly have not watched a horror movie in a long ass time.
I love horror movies.
Dude, I used to watch them, used to get a kick out of them. Now, partially can't watch them anymore because they upset me, and also because, dude, they are scary. They're either scary or bad.
It's
And
one-
then
it's always
there's
one of the-
also that other genre, which is like not only scary, but it's like scary and like fucking crazy.
Like unsettling.
Exactly. Like there's scary, like
Like it'll pop out at you. You'll be like, oh my god.
yeah, there's
But then there's
scary
like, but then
that.
there's like unsettling. Like whenever I remember the first time I watched the original Alien movie, I was unsettled. Like I was like, I felt a little creeped out when I was like going to bed that night. And I
There's
was
just
like,
those movies, yeah. Just some of them are a little too far out. Like I could watch one. Know what I like a lot? I like thrillers.
Yeah.
If you have a good thriller, like if you have a movie that's like got the jump in, got the stuff like that, it's freaky, but it's not like, I don't know. Some horror movies, it's like, dude, these are too fucked up. There was one that someone was talking about one time. It was like my girlfriend's stepmom was talking about this movie where like the kid goes up to his mom's bed and like the mom has this fucked up mask on. It was a foreign movie. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but like,
What? What's the name of it?
I have no fucking
I don't know
clue.
if you've ever heard of it.
It doesn't mention
But
the
doesn't
name.
tell us
Dude,
the
well, I
fucking
don't even
name.
want to know about it. End of story. I don't even want to know about it because just watching the trailer to this thing, I couldn't even wipe my own ass. Hunter had to come over twice.
And he was
True.
willing.
I was there.
Well,
More than willing.
Yeah,
Dude,
and you were
We're
always-
boys. I would be more than willing to do anything.
Yeah,
for him.
exactly.
It's not just because you're boys.
Yeah, I like that reason though.
Yeah.
That's better than the real reason.
Yeah, we'll just stick with that reason.
But
Scary
you know,
movie?
he is my boy.
Scary movie?
Scary movie. The movie Scary Movie.
No, I'm saying
Oh, I
you
was
were
gonna
worried
say.
by the trailer, like you were scared by the
Dude, I'll right after we're done recording the show, I'll show it to you. I'll find it. It was like,
Was it the Babadook?
dude, I have no clue. It was.
Which
foreign
is
that
slopping on
movie.
my ding dong.
No.
I could try to find it.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. There are horror movies that are definitely like super unsettling. But I almost think that those on some level are like the best horror movie. You know what I'm saying? That
People who like horror movies, I'm sure those are their favorite.
Oh yeah, no, I really like horror movies. I genuinely like horror movies, and those are the really good ones because it shows that it's not just like, ooh, we're gonna have Jason like kill a bunch of campers, or ooh, we're gonna have something pop out a bunch of times. It's like actually unsettling. Like when I just talking about how I watched Alien for the first time when I did, I was unsettled going to bed that night. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
The movie is called Goodnight Mommy.
Good Night, Mommy. Oh, I do. I've seen a trailer for that. Yes, and it's like the mom like goes away for like a. I have actually. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that movie. That is a really creepy trailer.
I'm working on a horror movie right now.
Yeah, Hunter, shout out, is recording a horror movie and
Recorded.
will reap the rewards
Yeah.
next year at the
Sundance.
Yeah, fuck that other award show.
Put it in
Award
Sundance. That's
Yeah.
what Kevin Smith did.
So speaking about horror movies, I think like my taste in horror would be like a good example is like the show X-Files.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like not like cool, has that scary thing, but it's like also cheesy enough to not make it so I'm scared.
I was more of a Twin Peaks guy, but very similar, yeah.
Yeah, Twinny Peakies.
Twinny
Dude, that's so
Peakies.
funny you say that. This morning I was sitting in class and I was trying to remember the fucking name of that show.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah, that is a good one.
You got one of those?
I wouldn't say it's a horror movie. I like The Walking Dead, but it's not. Sorry, TV show.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have any like horror TV shows,
Right.
unless you count like Stranger Things recently.
Ooh, Stranger Things is very
so
good.
dope.
Stranger Things, I get a very Twin Peaks vibe from it, so that's why I like it.
And you get a nice vintage feel, which
Yeah,
brings
you
up
do.
another point, which is those shows, Twin Peaks and X-Files, are from way back in the day. And then it got me thinking about Walking Dead. When did Walking Dead start?
I remember I was in 8th grade when the first episode came out.
So that was a long time ago, right?
Fuck, yeah, at this point, yeah, it was like 7 years ago.
So that show is almost branched from like back in the day. I mean, it's still going pretty
Yeah,
strong.
it premiered
don't
on
like it
Halloween.
anymore.
Premiered on Halloween. I remember because I stayed up late to watch it because it was midnight on Halloween. I stayed up late to watch it.
I don't like it anymore.
I mean, I don't watch it that much, but I do enjoy it. And when I watch it, I mean, you know.
It was good, but I don't know. I just fell out of
I didn't
touch
know
with
what
it.
Under was talking about at first.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I don't like it anymore. I
Yeah.
was like, I thought he meant this. I
I
thought he was
was-
like, I don't like this anymore.
I was getting worried too. I was like, hey, I'm just saying I watched it.
He's like, no more podcast.
I watched it when I was in 8th grade. It's been a
But
while.
I have never watched that show, Walking Dead. But shows, I feel like, honestly, that show has probably changed. Like saying Hunter doesn't like, saying he doesn't like it anymore.
Well,
I feel like that
yeah.
show has probably changed because I feel like TV shows from like 10 years ago
Yeah.
are so much different than TV shows are now.
Totally. Real quick, do you guys have a favorite TV show? Because I know I have a favorite TV show.
I have,
Right now, or just in
Yeah.
general?
Either.
You know what? I have favorite I have like a couple different categories. I have favorite TV shows. I have shows I'm excited to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have just like random shows that I watch. Definitely Friends is one of my favorite shows from back in the day. Boom Blow.
Boom blow. Pivot.
A show that I'm excited to watch is Bloodline Season 3 because I have to see Bloodline Season 3. If you
Good
haven't
show.
watched it, watch
Very
it.
good show. I haven't started season 3 yet.
The
But
story about your family.
It really is, dude. I am the Rayburn family all in one, actually, with my multiple personalities. So that show, and then just shows I watch. A lot of different ones, dude. A lot of different shows, just like bullshit ones. A lot of shows are not good.
That's really true.
But what about
There
you?
are much more shitty shows than there are shitty movies. I want to lay that on the table. Kind of going off what you said, because you seem to hit like a show that you can watch, Friends, that isn't gonna put you in a bad mood. Not that Bloodline would put you in a bad mood, but it's a serious show. I've seen the show. It's a serious show.
Yeah.
For me, I was
Well acted show.
very well acted. Kyle Chandler's awesome in it. Ben Mendelsohn is amazing in it.
That
but
dude deserves every award.
he really does. I love that guy. I would say that my favorite show is a Netflix original show. It's called BoJack Horseman. I know I've talked about it to you guys a lot.
You have, yeah, and I had
really
heard
like
about it
that
before,
show.
yeah.
I really like that show because it starts off like the first 3 episodes. It's a cartoon. It's kind of like Family Guy, and that sort of like it's cartoon, but it's not for kids. And it starts off the first 3 episodes. You're like, this is just one of those like Family Guy clones. And then maybe even the first 2 episodes, and then it really hits you from every episode on until like the most current episodes. It hits you with like real stuff. I won't tell you anything
slams
about
you.
it because if you guys decide to listen or watch it, I want you to get
It
surprised.
slams you pretty
But
good.
it really hits you, and it's so authentic with it. It's a really good show. But then I mean, if I want to watch a show that's not gonna like put me in a depressive hole, The Office is where it's at, because The Office is like one of the best shows, if not the best show that's ever been made.
Office is gold.
Really good show.
What about you, Hunt Sack?
Okay, I definitely enjoy The Office.
blindsided
The
with
Office
that
is one of my all-time favorites.
It's a good show.
But I think one of my favorite show,
Yep.
I think, would be Band of Brothers as like a
Okay.
series. I mean, it's
See,
not
because
really
your favorite movie is Saving Private Ryan, so that would make sense.
yeah, it's a really
Hunter
well done
is
series.
an old school
Feel
war
like,
veteran
feel
at
like
heart.
he wanted to be in World War II.
He really did. He really did.
It's awesome though. It's a good show. I
It's a
remember
really,
watching it on
really good series.
Yeah.
And even the Pacific is. I mean, it wasn't as good as
Did
Band of
not
Brothers,
see the Pacific.
but it's really good. That one's good too.
Yeah, I watched Band of Brothers in a history class in high school.
What about Hunter? Are you still watching that show about like the Revolutionary Times or whatever you were watching?
You mean Frontier?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard you talk about this show.
Frontier is a Netflix original, and it only has 1 season right now.
So you must have finished the season.
Yeah, I mean, I finished the season. I'm waiting for season 2.
But you like
So-
that one.
Yeah, that's a really, really
So
good
you
series.
do like it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
he
good
got
series.
like he acted like that was personal information that I shouldn't have known.
He's like,
oh.
I mean, you mean Frontier?
Whoa. Oof.
I have an alibi.
I hate that you know that about me.
No, it's a dumb show.
It's a
Ugh.
show. It's
show.
on Netflix. Yeah, I don't know much about it though.
No.
But yeah, you did like that one.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, because you talked to me about it. I haven't watched it yet, but it is on the list to watch.
You know, there are a lot of
I'm hurt.
No.
shows out there that are good. I like shows, man. You know,
I find that I prefer shows to movies.
I like shows because if they're done right, they can really tell a good story. Like
Oh, yeah.
Bloodline, almost. I mean, from the first episode of a season to
Yes.
the last episode of the season, it tells a story the whole time.
I agree.
Whereas, you know, obviously, like a Friends episode tells, you know, 1 story per.
Yep.
But it does tell an elongated story over
Yeah.
the whole 10 seasons, and
Yeah.
I think.
I look at because if you want to look at it, it's like Bloodline is telling a story, but Friends or The Office or like even Family Guy is showing a life.
Yeah, but basically, I mean, I sort of to like specify about the whole storytelling thing. They're all telling stories. It's just like sometimes, dude, that's the reason why movies are so much longer than they used to be.
Yeah.
Movies used to always be an hour and a half. Now
90
they're like
minutes.
2.5. Yeah, 90 minutes. It was like the running time of every popular movie.
Now it's like 2.5 hours.
Dude, it's like 2.5 hours for a movie, and for some reason it just doesn't, like, I don't want to go to the movies, or I don't want to sit down and watch a movie.
Not
I
only
would rather
that, but now most movies have like 6 different sequels.
Yeah.
It's like at this point they should just make they should have just made a Fast and Furious TV show.
Yeah.
Because they basically have it at this point.
I
They
just
have a
like-
mini series.
I love the storytelling in, like, a TV show has to have a good story. And dude, there's nothing better than having a good story in a television show and being able to just watch the fuck out of it on Netflix.
That's true. And we're running pretty short on time, but before we sign
Hey,
off,
we're never running short on
I
time,
mean,
though.
well, we're all gonna die one day. But
Everybody
before we
out
sign
there,
off,
enjoy yourselves.
Before we sign off, so let's just give one show as a recommendation for people to watch. Hunter,
Band of Brothers.
okay, Hugh.
The best show you can watch is the one that starts when you wake up in the morning and ends.
Okay.
each
Answer the
day
fucking
when
So
you fall
less of an
asleep.
asshole answer and more of
Take
like
your
a,
time.
Okay, so Hugh's gonna say watch
and just
Bloodline.
Caress yourself and hold yourself.
Yeah, so Hugh's
because
saying
you
watch
deserve
Bloodline.
it and you own this. And also know that we care about you and know that you're such a special little one. People love that. And we're going to soothe you and we're going to hold you and watch Bloodline from the beginning and definitely look forward to
There it is.
season 3.
There it is. I'll say watch BoJack Horseman. It's a little weird at the beginning, but stick through it. It's real.
I really thought that one was on Adult Swim.
It looks like it, but it's not.
It's like that type of show. That's cool.
Yeah. So this has been the You Know This podcast. That's been Hunter. That's been Hugh.
Hugh.
And I've been Brad. We want to thank you for listening and tune in for next week. You know this.
Thank you.
You know this.
You know this.